everybody! In today's video, I want to show you how I took my client from this dark red to a sombre in 2 processes. I did use the same color formula for both processes, so this should be pretty easy to follow. The hair color I use is by GK Hair. For the base color, I used level 4 and mixed that with a 5.1, which is a 5-level ash color. I can't remember the exact ratio, but it was pretty close to being 1-to-1. And then the developer I used was a 20 volume developer. GK hair color is a 1 part color to 1.5 part developer. So keep that in mind when you are doing color to follow the manufacturer's directions. And then you can see here, I just mixed that up well. For the blonde, I used the GK Hair Lightning Powder, and it is a blue-based powder, so I just did a few scoops of that and used the 20 volume for that as well. And once I had that all measured out, I made sure that there was no lumps by stirring it well. So here is my client's hair. If I had to guess, I would say it was around a level 5 red. It had some brown tones, but was a really faded out red mahogany. So we were trying to slightly counteract that for the first process, as well as get her as light as possible without fully damaging her hair. So to start off, I did a T parting with that base color, which is just taking it right along the part from the very front of the hairline all the way to the back of the hairline. And then going from the top part of the head all the way down to the ear. And I do like to outline that as well. This does keep the color and everything nice and in place so you are not all over the place. So if you do not do a T parting, I do highly recommend it when doing root touch-ups and base colors like this. And once I had the T parting done, I did go through and do all of her outgrowth area. I did drag it down a little bit further than her actual outgrowth, probably close to 1.5 inches. And that just gave us a good starting point before I started to foil out her hair. I know that some stylists would do both processes in the same day, but I really do not like to damage the hair if I can avoid it. So what I like to do is usually wait about 2 weeks in between processes, but I make sure that when my client leaves, they are not leaving with an ugly color such as orange or too copper or a color that will be driving them crazy during that wait. So if your clients can wait a couple weeks in between processes, I would recommend trying that. Otherwise, obviously, you can always do the process in the same day as long as you are careful with your formulation, or if you're using Olaplex or some other bond builder, you can definitely try that out. But if your client is willing to wait in between processes, I do definitely recommend that first. And once I was done putting that base color down, I took slices of hair, as you can see here, and laid the foil right behind it. And in most cases during this specific foil method, I took the base color and drug it down a little bit. I would say another extra inch to 1.5 inches, so probably between 2 and 3 inches. And then I went in horizontally and really put in a decent amount of lightener to make sure that everything was covered. And once it was covered, I did go in vertically and sporadically up into that base color to really blend the 2 colors together. If you do that, you will probably end up with a funky color in that in-between color, but that is what is going to also give you a good blend. I did about 2 or 3 slices as I just showed you, and then in between that, what I like to do was a low light and highlight. So here you can see I just weaved out and did a low light for that bottom portion. And then that top portion, you can see that I just did a standard highlight. Doing this just gives the hair a nice dimension, so it's not all just one solid looking color at the bottom. So I really do like to bring down some little tiny pieces of low light just to break up that blonde and an ombre. Like I said in the beginning of this video, this was a double process between 2 different weeks, and I did the exact same thing on the second process as well. So keep that in mind that I am not going to be showing you the second process, but I did literally the exact same formula as well as the exact same technique. Once I had her whole head foiled, I let that process for 30 minutes. And you can see here in this next clip the color that it ended up being. It actually got decently light, which I was shocked by actually. I did not expect it to get this light. The toner I used to counteract some of that golden blonde was a level 8 and a 10 volume, and this was after the first process. And then right here is after the second process. I hope this video was helpful for you guys. If you are new to my channel, welcome. I hope you stick around and subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye, everybody.